A public memorial service was held today for Hawaii County Fire Chief Kazuo Todd. The community gathered today at a Fukchinen Civic Auditorium in Hilo. Todd died unexpectedly on December 14th of an aneurysm. His family and fellow firefighters say his leadership touched many lives on Hawaii Island and beyond.
He sincerely believed that his job was to provide the department with all of the tools they needed to succeed, but to not make things so easy for those around him that they became completely reliant and dependent on him to make decisions or solve problems. He wanted them empowered and capable of doing great things.
When Kazuo became fire chief, he was truly in his element. He loved the job, the department, this county, and our community with his whole heart.
He genuinely cared about his people, his firefighters, his command staff, his community, and his ohana.
Fire Chief Kazuo Todd was 45 years old.